Christians everywhere. I absolutely believe in the existence of vampires. There's no question or doubt in my mind. It's part of my theology, because if I'm to believe in angels, I must believe in fallen angels, and these are called demons. And if I believe in the supernatural, and I do, and if I believe in what the Bible teaches, which I do, then to believe in vampires is just a small part of that.
In 1969, Bishop Manchester discovered startling evidence of vampire attacks in Highgate Cemetery.
As far as we know, it has only physically attacked one male person who has passed by the gate, but there are others who amply attest to being visited by it in their beds at night.
One of these victims was Elizabeth Vaudewa. The bishop played me an original recording of her experience.
And we established that this was the time we both saw, where there was a graveyard in front of you, and the graves were opening up, and people were rising.
Elizabeth's boyfriend at the time, Keith McLean, began noticing changes in her.
There was an exorcist moment, and I was lying in bed, and I woke up in the middle of the night, and a very deep voice, almost a male voice, came out of her mouth saying, "I'm going to bring both of you down." So I was doing a lot of praying.
One day I woke up, and I went downstairs, and there was 2 lumps on my neck. They weren't lumps, they were like pinholes.
I hadn't included the possibility of it being a vampire because I hadn't even thought of that or realised the existence of vampires. But then, when Bishop Manchester spoke to me and explained about the legions of the undead, thereafter everything fitted and totally made sense. I believe it was a vampire, yes. I don't have any doubt about that.
To save Elizabeth from certain death, Bishop Manchester and Keith McLean claimed to have performed rituals to rid her of this fiendish vampire, and very quickly the night visitation stopped, and Elizabeth made a full recovery. Bishop Manchester is the nearest person to a real vampire slayer I've ever met. He's always armed to the teeth with his own personalised slaying kit, complete with stakes, holy water, crucifix, and a lump hammer. The hunt was now on for the resting place of the Highgate vampire.
It was finally tracked down to the bowels of a neo-Gothic derelict mansion on the borders of Highgate, where, after much drama, we dragged the contents of the casket out to the rear of the garden and cremated all therein. And that was indeed the last of the primary source of the vampire contagion at Highgate Cemetery at the beginning of 1974. The vampire is the antithesis of life. It is a disgusting and filthy parody of the redeeming blood of Christ. It can only bring death, misery, and worse, the contamination of the soul.
I can find no record of a real body being exhumed from the mansion that Bishop Manchester talks of. Yet, he clearly believes he's killed a vampire. How outlandish is such a belief? How can the allure